Hey, one Mark and Joey here on a beautiful Thursday morning, Ontario, Canada. We say that for our new viewers. That's where we live, and that's where our summer telecasts come from. In the winter, we live in the States, and they'll come from there. But I just want to mention ultimatesportschannel.com. Come on, guys. Make this your morning page. It opens up when you get on your computer every day. We have a live feed of all the sports in the world. We can't cover them all, but we have a live feed that does that for you. There's a lot of podcasts in different sports. I was reading one the other day on swimming. May not be your thing. We're not going to be able to take the time. We don't have the knowledge to really report that. But there it is on our channel so you can watch it. We also have where we're visible as far as audio podcasts are now concerned, as well as video podcasts. And we have our sponsors there too. And I've got a brand new one today. I'm going to spend a bit of time talking about it. This is our fourth show of the day, so you've heard it already. Fast forward. But we got a new group called the EliteJuniorProfiles.com. These guys help kids get to the NCAA, and there's nothing better than that. It's a complicated path. If you haven't started yet, you need to investigate through these guys. If you have started, get involved with them. They can help you get there. They have coaches that have been in the NCAA that can help with this path. I used to be a family advisor for a number of years in hockey, and I know how complicated this path is. I know how much academics are important and your athletic ability. But these guys will guide you through it all. You can see it on our page under our sponsors tab, their contact info. By the way, we always try to negotiate a deal for any of our sponsors that come on board for you, our fans, and we've got to deal with these guys. So when you're there, you'll see 2 codes to use when you register, and that'll save you some money. And that's what we're all about, trying to help out athletes get to the pros, which is what we really start talking about when they get there. And we're talking about the NFL, our favorite sport. We just love the NFL. We're now, because we lived in Seattle, tied to the NFL officially with Seattle Seahawks. But we're doing every single camp this year, taking a look at every team's, what they've done, what their prospects are, and where we think they're going to finish in the division. And today, we're going to a team that should just be better, and that's Houston.
That really disappoints me. Now, they're probably making changes to get better at it. Can they get good enough?
But I'm always, you know what?
I don't know. I don't think they
I'm
will.
a little bit of a proponent for offensive lines with these quarterbacks. We see it every week. Time at all is what I feel. Houston has the same problem. Seattle has the same problem. All these running quarterbacks, they're on the move so fast that the offensive line looks bad because they create holes. And one thing I said we did a rule show in the NFL back a few months ago. And one of the things I talked about is the offensive line needs to get out of this fixed structure they need to be in. Defense lines are spread everywhere, and these guys can find holes to get around them and all this stuff. If you're going to have a league that welcomes these running quarterbacks, and we want them, they're exciting as hell, and throwing the ball and all that kind of stuff, you got to get rid of this rule where the offensive line's got to plant down and all this other crap. They have no chance against these defenses. So I'm giving a little bit of a kudos here to the offensive lines of the world, that it's much more difficult to play that position today than it used to be. Now go ahead and trash them.
Well, they're still bad. I don't care what you want to say. They suck. So I don't care what you want to say. They're garbage. And there's lots of teams with running quarterbacks now that don't give up near the sacks they gave up. And their poor quarterback, it wasn't even about him running. He'd literally say, snap it. As soon as he got it, guys were through the line tacking him. So, I don't care what you want to say. Here's your biggest thing, too. How is the running game? Because the running game's good, then I can blame the quarterback. But the running game was garbage, too. So they got all the weapons. Can they make it work? I also don't like their cornerbacks that well. I felt like they had struggled against receivers. Even though they got these great defensive tackles that can go get sacks, they weren't great kind of on the threats of the receivers, which is Andrew Luck's specialty. But I just don't see it being enough. When you think of where the Colts finished last year, assuming they can continue that, that's what we're basing it on, is not the beginning Colts, the second half Colts. I look at Houston going, the offensive line is good enough to slow down J.J. Watt and Clowney. Now, Andrew Luck and his receivers are too good in my mind for that defense. And then I look at the offensive side for Houston versus defenses of specifically Colts, I believe they're division favorites. I don't think they're good enough. I just don't think that offensive line is good enough to hold them on. And even though he has a great weapon in Hopkins, and he's a great weapon himself with his legs and his arms, there's too many holes in this team for me to get it done. I don't think that they can win this division. I think second place in this division, definitely.
But that won't be good enough for a wild card.
I don't think that's good enough for a wild card this year.
Other parts of the division
all
are
these
tough.
The conference. These teams in the conference are so good. So they've really unfortunately hit a spot here where they look like they were getting better, and they could have been in wild cards. But all of a sudden, the rest of the league in the AFC went nuts and got better too. Specifically, I look at the Cleveland division. I look at the LA Chargers. The wild card race is going to be actually
ridiculous,
very exciting.
Yeah.
And you got the Kansas City Chiefs too, who get 2 weak opponents in their
divisions. Well, this will be very exciting because
it's
going to be division wildcard fight all season. Some of these divisions are going to be fantastic.
Man, you really got only 2 locks, which is the Chargers and Chiefs will both make the playoffs. So there's one wild card gone and a division leader. Why? Well, the other 2 teams in divisions are horrible.
Yeah,
so
they get
they get 4 wins.
right
so
away.
not many divisions get that. The other one is the Patriots. So really got 3 teams already locked. That leaves 3 teams to make it, but one of them you can't win because it's a different division. You can't beat their division leader. So you got your division leader and 1 wild card spot. That's very difficult this year. So unfortunately for Houston, they've come back and Andrew Luck has gotten healthy when they really wish he wouldn't get healthy because then they're the favorites.
Yeah.
Of course. But Andrew Luck, assuming he can stay healthy, they are not good enough on the lines in my mind. Their offensive line's not good enough, and then their defensive cornerbacks and safeties, in my mind, aren't good enough. Even though
Which
they got
bad news in a game against Andrew Luck.
Well, even though they got Tyrann Mathieu back there as a safety now, I just don't think it's enough. So when you go against Andrew Luck twice, I can see Andrew Luck taking both those games from you. And if he does that, that's very difficult.
That's 6 wins
to beat his division. Yeah, I definitely think he beats Tennessee both times.
Yeah.
I think but as a Houston fan, let me give you some positives because this is about Houston, not about the Colts, of course. Houston has a great quarterback for the future. They have a great defense. They have lots of components. DeAndre Hopkins, too, is very loyal and very humble. You can make something of this, guys. You just need to improve some little key factors here. You can very much make this a championship team very fast. And, in theory, Deshaun Watson is healthier, in my mind, and he's younger. So if you get an offensive line in there fast, really fast, you can make his career really, really great and expand
young
over a long
quarterbacks
period of
learn
time.
quickly, too. There's one thing, they're getting in young now,
Right.
which, sometimes they might struggle early on here because they're not getting 3 years behind another veteran quarterback. They're tossed right into the mix, and they get better. Every single year, they're going to get better. They're going to work on this this is the other thing, teach a young quarterback. How do you work with what you have on the offensive line? If it's not that good, you got to change the way you play as a quarterback because you're just going to get killed anyway.
Right.
So, do they work on that? Do they say, okay, we don't have the strength that we should have? How can he play within that offensive line? Because that's what you have to do ultimately. Brady's proven it over the years that he can work with anybody. He makes it work. He finds the places to make it work. He does what's needed to work with the talent he has on a particular team in that particular year.
And last thing
Tough
on
for a young
Houston
quarterback
and kind
to
of
do
this
that.
division, to be honest, is that because it's a division riddled with injuries, you think about Jacksonville, Indianapolis, and Tennessee, all have injuries, including Marcus Mariota, who's a quarterback for Tennessee. This is a division where if any injury goes down, you're the most talented team. So you have the biggest names on your roster in this division. So could you any year pop up in this division that gets you, by the way, a home game in your dome?
Yeah.
Then definitely, and I definitely think that's why Houston's got to stay positive going forward and try to make little adjustments here or there, either with, like you said, the way he plays, or bring in offensive linemen to help this cause, or a great running back or something along those lines. You can keep making little changes, and every year you got a chance in this division, guys. We talked about it in every one of these.
It's not a runaway division.
It's not a runaway division, and Deshaun Watson has so much talent. Don't give up on you. I think you can go 4-0 against Jacksonville, Tennessee. Gives you a chance, and gives you a wild card chance too. So I'm really looking at a 9-7 could easily flip to a 10-6, 11-5 record, which would put them in the wild card. Potentially give the Colts a division lead run and some competition.
Right.
I think they're better than Jacksonville. I think the Colts are better than Jacksonville. So I really look at it as they could get 4 wins, although I believe they might. Jacksonville could steal one, Tennessee could steal one. But you could easily rack up 4 wins, and if you do that, then you definitely have a division winner and a wildcard team in this division. Going to be very interesting. I like the roster. I like the talent. You got the big names. Always hang in there. I wouldn't make any dramatic changes because this division is always up for grabs with injuries and the fact that really, honestly, 10-6, 11-5 is always winning this division. No one's going 13-3 or 14-2. So very interesting. This division is full of question marks. Talent-wise, though, Houston, man, you've done a great job drafting. You got rid of Osweiler, which was good because that was a big mistake. You have a great defense. Can you make something of it? This is really a chance every year now for you guys to consistently make the playoffs.
I think they got a real shot at second place. Colts, I agree with Joey. If Andrew Luck stays healthy, it's a given. But with a young quarterback, you never know.
Are they going 4-0 against the other 2 teams in this division? That's the key. You want to make the wild card?
They need to.
You got to beat the bad teams in your division.
Yeah.
That's what wild card teams are made of, and that's what we say about Chargers and Chiefs. It's not the fact that they're the 2 best teams in the conference. It's the fact that they get 4 easy wins.
Yeah.
So can you do that? That's Houston's key, and that gives you a wild card position in my mind. Very difficult, but good luck, and I think
They
you have
need
the
to
talent
stay
for this.
close for Andrew Luck to get injured. They need to be playing well enough to be
Force him to
second
take some
place.
changes.
And when that happens, you got a shot at the conference. If you fall behind too early, then the Colts can win without Andrew Luck. But that's going to be key for Houston, in my mind, is to be second best team, be close enough that they can take advantage at any time. I'm a real believer. Luck's already hurt. I believe he'll be hurt again. It's just the way it is on some of these quarterbacks' makeup. And I think we're looking at that since he suffered a couple tough injuries over the last 2 years. So we'll see what happens. I think it's a bit of a wide open division if Luck goes down. Clearly Colts if not. But I'd be excited if I was a Houston fan. A young quarterback, lots of skill around, upside
Houston,
team no matter what's happening.
And honestly, a great run team, I feel like, recently. You don't hear much out of Houston, which is good. Quiet is always better, guys.
Yeah.
And unless it's because you're doing great things. But quiet is always better in the offseason because that means nothing's really going wrong.
Yeah.
So they definitely a lot of upside there.
So we're looking forward to that. A team that's on the rise and has a chance to maybe get in there in the playoffs. And we love the young quarterback and some of the things that are doing there. So moving on to wrap up.